When I saw the ad for Spirit Chat pop up on my phone, I just chuckled and kept scrolling. An app to talk to ghosts? Yeah, right. I didn't believe in any of that paranormal stuff, but the ad kept showing up everywhere over the next few days, nagging me to download it. Communicate with loved ones beyond the grave, it proclaimed. I tried to ignore it, but my curiosity got the better of me. What if it did work? Even a little bit. I had to at least try it. The app was free, so I figured I had nothing to lose. The setup process was easy enough. Make a username, enter your location, and agree to some terms and conditions. Seemed like any other app. Once registered, there was just a single button that read, Open Portal. Taking a deep breath, I tapped it. A chat window opened, a blinking cursor awaiting my message. My hands were actually shaking a bit as I typed, "Hello," and then nothing, just dead silence. Well, I knew this was a hoax all along. I was about to delete the app when suddenly a reply popped up that made my heart skip a beat. "Jake, is that you?" "That's my name, Jake. There's no way this app could have known that. I never put my real info in the sign-up." Okay, this was getting creepy now. My hands were literally shaking as I typed back, "Who is this?" "It's Grandpa Jake," came the reply. "Grandpa Mike died last year. Heart attack out of nowhere. If there was anyone I hoped to contact, it was him." "Prove it's you," I said. The next message totally freaked me out. The app knew things only Grandpa would know, like his secret fishing spot at the lake, and how he always snuck me extra cookies when Grandma wasn't looking. By now I had goosebumps all over. I was chatting with my dead grandfather. "I miss you so much," I typed with tears in my eyes. "I love you, Jake. But you need to delete this app. It's not safe," he warned. Strange, but I figured maybe he knew something I didn't. I kept using the app anyway over the next few weeks. Grandpa and I had some really amazing conversations. It felt like I was getting real closure and comfort from him. Then one night things got dark. I opened the app and asked if Grandpa was there. A message shot back right away saying, "Help me." Okay, weird. I asked, "Grandpa, are you all right?" The replies came in quick succession then. Not Grandpa. "Delete app. He's lying. Get out." Now I was utterly freaked. I typed, "Who are you then?" The app glitched out and closed itself. When I reopened it, the messages were gone. Guess it was just a tech issue. But after that night, the tone of the chats changed. Grandpa sounded cold, almost angry. When I asked what was wrong, he'd reply, "Nothing. Strange." Then I began getting messages even when I wasn't using the app. Push notifications would pop up out of nowhere at all hours saying things like, "He's here" or "Run." What the hell? Who was here and why run? I stopped replying, thinking maybe I could force the app to leave me alone. But the creepy messages kept coming at random times. "He sees you. Don't trust him. Get out." Yeah, I was done with this. Time to delete it. But each time I tried, the app would glitch and close, stopping me from uninstalling it. Great. Things only got more bizarre from there. I started hearing whispers around my house, seeing shadows move at night and feeling cold spots in rooms. Strange coincidences, I'm sure, but unnerving. Then one night I woke up to see a notification from the app on my glowing phone screen across the dark room. Hands shaking, I grabbed the phone and read the message. "He's in your house." Okay, no way was I sleeping after that. I leapt out of bed and turned all the lights on. I was considering going to a hotel when more alerts came through. Too late. "Run. He's behind you." I practically jumped out of my skin and dropped the phone. Whipping around, I scanned the room, but nothing was there. Must be the app glitching, I told myself. Suddenly, the bedroom door slammed shut by itself. Then the lights all clicked off at once, plunging me into darkness. Now I could hear a creaking noise, shuffling footsteps creeping up behind me. I shouldn't have downloaded the app, Jake. I swung my fists and fought with all my might against the phantom grip on my arms. The next few moments were a blur of flailing wildly in the dark until I finally broke free and smashed through the door in sheer terror. I ran down the hall and jumped down the stairs, nearly breaking my neck. Didn't look back until I was outside hyperventilating by the curb. I jumped in my car and floored it. As I sped off into the night, my phone lit up one last time on the passenger seat, delivering a final push notification from the cursed app. He won't let you leave. It started a few weeks ago. My 9-year-old daughter Emma kept talking about her new friend Zoe. At first I didn't think much of it. Kids have imaginary friends all the time, right? It's totally normal. But then Emma started acting differently. She would have these weird conversations with Zoe when she thought no one was listening. She'd be playing in her room, then suddenly whisper stuff like, "Are you sure? Isn't that dangerous?" Or, "I don't want to get in trouble." When I asked who she was talking to, Emma said, "No one, just Zoe." She got secretive about it. That's when I started to get a bad feeling. One day, Emma came downstairs with a big gash on her arm. She said she fell off her bike riding in the driveway, but the cut looked too clean, like it was done with a knife. When I asked how she hurt herself, Emma got quiet. "Zoe said it would be fun to see what happened," she finally told me. "But I didn't like it." Okay, that freaked me out big time. What kind of friend tells a little kid to cut herself? I checked the driveway, but Emma's bike was still in the garage. She hadn't gone riding at all. When I told my husband Mike what happened, he said Emma probably did it to herself while playing make-believe. But I knew Emma, and she wasn't into dark stuff like that. I knew she wouldn't deliberately hurt herself, not without some encouragement from someone else at least. A few nights later, I was tucking Emma into bed when she grabbed my arm tight. "Don't be mad, but Zoe wants me to do something bad," she whispered. "She said I have to, or else she won't be my friend anymore." Emma's eyes welled up with tears. "Please tell Zoe she can't make me. I don't want to, but I don't want to lose my friend." It nearly broke my heart to see Emma so upset over this menacing imaginary friend. I held her as she cried herself to sleep. Who was this Zoe that had such a hold on my little girl? And why was Emma so afraid to disappoint her? Things got worse over the next week. I'd catch Emma trying to sneak matches or kitchen knives up to her room. She stopped playing with her real friends at school and only wanted to talk to Zoe. Mike and I fought because he still didn't take it seriously. He said all kids have phases and wild imaginations. But this felt darker to me. Something was wrong. Then one night, I walked past Emma's slightly open door on my way to bed. She was sitting cross-legged on the floor facing her closet. I peeked in and saw she was cutting up one of her baby dolls, snipping its limbs off one by one. Emma was laughing in this creepy tone, saying, "Are you happy now, Zoe? See, I told you I would do it." My heart dropped seeing sweet Emma mutilating her favorite doll. I barged in to stop her, but she'd already shredded that doll to pieces. When I demanded to know what was going on, Emma clammed up and refused to talk. After that, I searched her room from top to bottom while she was at school. There had to be some explanation for this behavior. I checked under her bed and felt around. My fingers brushed something smooth and rectangular taped to the bottom of her mattress. I pried it off. It was a cell phone. Emma wasn't even allowed to have a phone. My hands shook as I turned it on. The only app was text messaging with no other features, and the texts were all exchanges between Emma and someone named Zoe Bear. I scrolled back furiously and nearly threw up reading their conversations. This Zoe was manipulating Emma big time, telling her to do reckless and dangerous things or their friendship would end, saying creepy stuff like, "You don't need anyone else but me. And this will be our little secret game." But the sickest part was the most recent texts with Zoe demanding Emma sacrifice her favorite doll to prove their friendship, and Emma agreed to do it. I was livid and horrified. I immediately showed Mike the disturbing texts. He went pale and for once didn't question me. "We need to call the police," he said. But the police had no leads. The phone was a burner, impossible to trace. They said Zoe was likely a fake identity used by some predator targeting Emma, but they had nothing else to go on yet. We hid the phone so Emma couldn't find it again. I wanted to just smash it, but the police said to keep it as evidence. We tried explaining to Emma that Zoe wasn't a real friend, but Emma refused to believe us. "Zoe loves me. I don't care what you say," Emma shouted before running to her room in tears. The next weeks were agony. Emma withdrew completely and became almost catatonic. She stopped eating or talking to us. She stared vacantly when we tried engaging her. I cried every night seeing Emma like that. She clearly missed her friend, Zoe. It all came to a head about a month later. I was cooking dinner while Mike helped Emma wash up for bed. Then I heard Mike yell, "What the hell?" I ran upstairs and saw him holding the burner phone from under Emma's bed. But now it was on and powered up, new texts scrolling across the screen from Zoe. "I miss you," the creepy text said. "No one else loves you like I did. You need me." Somehow Emma had gotten hold of that phone again. She was huddled in the corner, clutching it close, trembling and sobbing. Mike tried to take the phone back, but Emma screamed "no" and tried to run past us out of her room. We blocked her path. Emma became hysterical, yelling that she hated us for taking Zoe away. My heart shattered hearing her say that. "We're your parents who love you, Emma," I said through tears. "Zoe was using you, not caring about you like a real friend would. I know you miss her, but we need to keep you safe." "You don't understand," Emma cried. "Zoe is part of me. I'll never be whole without her." She tried lunging for the door again. Mike and I held Emma as she kicked and thrashed. But eventually her body went limp, and she just sobbed quietly. I carried her to bed, my mind racing. How are we supposed to help Emma break this addiction? As I sat with Emma that night while she finally slept, my phone buzzed with an unknown number text. I opened it and froze. "Emma is mine. She'll never be happy without me." The text from Zoe said, "I'll always be part of her no matter what you do." I blocked the number and deleted the text. Zoe was still out there obsessing over Emma, but I swore I would do whatever it took to protect my daughter, no matter how persistent this predator was. Emma needed support and therapy to get past this traumatic attachment. It would be a long road, but her family's love had to be stronger than Zoe's twisted manipulation. For now, we just had to take it one day at a time and keep assuring Emma she didn't need Zoe's conditional affection. Emma was worthy of real friendship, not whatever sick game this was. As I sat vigil all night while Emma finally slept soundly, I prayed this was the turning point toward healing. But deep down, I wondered if Zoe would ever truly let her go. That chilling text haunted me, preying on my deepest fear as a mother. No matter what, I refused to let Emma be defined by Zoe's evil influence. Her life was so much more than that, and I had to believe Emma would come to see that too someday. School was the worst. I got picked on constantly. The other kids called me names, knocked my books down, you name it. I never fought back or told the teachers. That just made it worse. I kinda withdrew into my own little world. At home in my room, reading comics, gaming, chatting online. That was my escape. Especially this one chat forum I loved called Dark Destiny. Such cool people there. They liked all the same fantasy and horror stuff as me. There was one girl, Red Queen XX, I really clicked with. We PM'd a lot and she totally got me. She was dealing with bullies too. We could talk about anything for hours. She was my best friend, even if just online. After a few months, I got up the nerve to ask if she wanted to meet up in person. I didn't have anyone else, so figured why not. To my surprise, she said yes. We picked a coffee shop downtown to meet after school next Friday. When the day came, I was crazy nervous but excited. I wondered if she'd look like her cute goth avatar. Either way, I couldn't wait to finally have a real friend. I got to the coffee shop early and grabbed a table. I kept watching the door, my heart raced every time it opened. Then suddenly there she was, walking towards me, waving. My stomach sank. She looked nothing like her pictures, first off. Had to be in her late 20s, messy hair, ripped clothes, kind of twitchy. I wanted to run, but didn't want to be mean. She sat down and just launched into these rapid-fire questions about my address, schedule, and parents' work hours. Major red flags. but I was too much of an awkward wimp to leave. When she went to the bathroom, I got up to go. That's when she came back and totally lost it, screaming, "Where are you going?" The whole place stared as she clung to my arm and dragged me back to the table. I was shaking, mumbling apologies. Something was really wrong. She kept telling me how happy she was to finally have me to herself. What did that even mean? When she went to the bathroom again, I bolted for the door and took off sprinting down the street. I could hear her yelling my name from a block away, but I didn't look back. I blocked her online right away. But then the creepy messages started. Long rambling texts on my phone at all hours about how we were destined to be together. She must have paid someone at school for my number. Her notes got increasingly threatening if I didn't talk to her. I was scared to tell anyone. Then weird things started happening in real life. I'd come home and find my front gate open when I knew I shut it, knocking on my bedroom window late at night. Just subtle enough, not to wake up anyone, but hard enough so I knew it wasn't my imagination. One day I came home and found a gift box on the porch. My heart stopped when I opened it. Inside was one of my hoodies, slashed to pieces. The message was clear. That night I heard taps at my window again. When I opened the curtains, I saw her peering in, smiling with wild eyes. I fell backward in shock. This was a full-on stalker situation now. The police didn't take me very seriously, but said they'd patrol near my house more often. Not a lot of good that did. I kept seeing her around outside my school, parked down the block from my house. She was always just far enough away the cops could never catch her. I was a nervous wreck, jumping at every little noise. Her online messages got weirder too, saying how I could join her soon and we'd be together. Join her how? I was genuinely scared for my life now. Things came to a head one night when my parents were out late. I awoke to the sound of creaking floorboards outside my room. Frozen in terror, I watched the doorknob slowly turn. This was it. She was inside. I couldn't breathe as the door crept open. I closed my eyes, bracing for whatever psycho plan she had for me. But suddenly, I heard my dad shout, "Get the hell out of my house!" I looked up to see him tackle the shadowy intruder to the ground. I screamed as they struggled violently, knocking over furniture. Soon the room was swarming with police holding the deranged stalker down. She fought and yelled my name the whole time while they dragged her away in handcuffs. Her wild eyes stared into mine, filled with rage. We got a restraining order and changed our locks, everything to feel safe. But I still see her sometimes watching from a distance when I'm out around town. The cops can't ever catch her in the act. I know one day she'll find a way to finish whatever twisted fantasy she has planned for us. But for now, I'll take the small wins where I can, because living in fear of her finding me again is its own nightmare. For both our sakes, though, I really hope she gets the help she needs before it's too late.